Hi Pisces, welcome to New Era. My name is Emma. Pisces, this is your general reading starting today on the 24th of July. And I am sort of doing it the same way, but because there has been some changes over the past weeks where I feel like the messages are starting to be more and more about the awakened path, the awakening path, your spiritual path. Like, whether you know it or not, there's a lot of people waking up right now and they're mistaking it for a whole bunch of things. Waking up meaning fully understand your full potential. Completely understand the fullness, the everythingness about who you are. And so maybe that's going to happen. Inspired to maybe even create a second channel where I talk more about this awakening path. But for right now, I'm just going to have the awakening path like as a basis for your reading. So whether it's general or I'm talking about love or finances or whatever, the basis of it is the awakening path. And at the very end of it, I'm going to end with a silent part. And if you haven't checked out your love reading from last week, you might want to do that, where I end the reading with 14 cards. It's just going to be 3 cards this time. But 14 cards where you just sit in silence and just absorb what wants to be shown on the image for you, and take that, if you want to, into the extended, sort of more like a blank page or a blank canvas for you to then move forward. I'm going to keep it in because there's been beautiful feedback on it. But just like I said, just 3 cards at the very end. So it's like a little general reading. We have a silent part. If you feel like you resonate with it, then move into the extended. So Pisces, what's going on for you on your awakening path as a general message for right now? And we're waiting for 2 cards to come out. Sometimes it's been taking some time to get the cards out, so you might want to fast forward. There you go. Give me a moment. I don't know what this has to do with anything, but what I'm seeing is it Pac-Man? Pac-Man, you know, the little, is that Pac-Man? The little, it's just a head that goes around eating things, maybe up and down, like that. Eating things, eating little squared things, as I remember it. I see a Pac-Man. And even a Pac-Man that's holding out his tongue for some reason, for some weird reason. So that's a very significant message. So maybe that's for like one of you that goes crazy right now because you talked about it yesterday, or you went to look for that old game or whatever. Pay extra attention because this is for you. It's what is that? I get a crack out of the box. Is that what you say? A crack out of the box. It's a crack out of the box. Is that an expression? Is that the real expression? I probably know what I mean. In Swedish, I would say, or maybe it's like a window of opportunity. It's like a crack out of the box. We're finding a way out. There's a way out of here. And because the first card is like almost like a phoenix rising, she's coming out of the, this is unlikely on the bottom, but we don't care. Because I'm not drawn there. It looks like a phoenix rising, but it's not from the ashes and it's not from the fire. It's actually from the water, which is very much you, Pisces. So there's something about coming from underneath, and maybe with this Pac-Man that I'm seeing up here, that you're just coming from a bit of seriousness into way more fun, a bit of heaviness into way more light. You're just shining left and right. This is just it's like, yes, it is the awakening path. I'm asking for those messages, but it feels truly like you're on this awakening path. You're going through some sort of grand awakening. And as long as you stay in the light, I know it's such a silly thing to say because it's sort of so obvious, but it's like you need a little reminder. If you recently have seen, you met with young kids, or you met with animals, or you met with nature, you know what that does to you. You know what that does with you, because it's like it lightens the load the minute you step into that energy, and sort of take that energy with you throughout the day, to sort of remember the trees, or remember the animals, or remember the energy from the kids. It's like, bring that with you, because it's going to make it easier and easier and easier, and then you don't have to remember it. Then it sort of becomes natural for you, that you just stay in that light and you just continue on that sort of fun Pac-Man-y path, if that makes any sense. Excuse me. Because the main shift that is going on for you on this awakening path, remember that is the basis for the reading. So it's going to come from that intention setting. I get a romance card, and it's interesting because this has kept coming out, and I think it's because it's a strong wanting on so many levels right now. And for the collective, I think it's a strong coming together with your soul tribe. So whether this is a romantic counterpart, or whether this is a feeling of just coming home with your soul tribe, or coming home amongst friends, or, you know, a feeling like just coming home, there is a connection there is a remembrance of who you are, and a coming back home. It says romance on the bottom, so, and it has come out a lot. Even though it's a general message, it's not mainly focused on love. It's mainly focused on your awakened path, and it's a general reading. And still, the romance card has come out quite a few times over the signs here, which means that the collective as a whole is now like threading, like finding its way back with their soul tribe, meaning coming from the same place, coming from the original same frequency place, or drawing in that romantic counterpart. It's happening as we speak. And I love this card because it looks like the DNA string. You're not maybe going to see that, but yeah, maybe a tiny bit. You see it on the bottom anyway. It's like we're starting with the ring, and the ring that goes the other way, and then a ring, and a ring, and an even bigger ring. This is almost like creating the infinity sign, and then more rings up. So it's like the DNA. There's an upgrade to your DNA right now. It's like you're coming into this earth one way. If you were to examine yourself, you would say that your DNA is like this. And then it's like, and I don't know, because I don't know what it would look like or what has shifted. It's just a feeling that maybe there's a different chromosome, or there's a different, like, there's a little addition to the DNA. Something truly has shifted when you leave this earth plane this time around. Something in your awakening, on your awakening path, and in your awakened state has added something to you. And I feel like you're in the midst of that, and this is like coming out as both it's a tiny bit freakish, like the image that I see. I'm not saying that like beings are coming in to work on you when you sleep. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But since I planted that seed in your head, thank you very much. This is like, they're working on you right now. I see this as a two-way thing. So this is like, it's your body in the middle, and two entities are coming in from the side to sort of work on you right now. Saying that in a more beautiful and maybe even charming way, it's like you're just connecting in more with the higher planes right now, with a higher energy right now. And when you elevate your own vibration, you can't help but let go of the resistance. When you let go of the resistance, all these cool, crazy, beautiful, evolving expansion is gonna happen with you and for you. Not to you, but with you and for you. And the other thing that I feel is that when you're this much in alignment, when you're sort of a superstar. You're so shiny and bright. You're so high in your vibration. It is attracting your soul tribe. It's attracting your romantic counterpart. It's attracting those people that are speaking your same, like the same frequency language, if that makes sense. Okay? We're going to go into clarification around this. So it's almost like a before and after. It's like we're the phoenix rising out of the water. The phoenix rising out of the water and into the light, into the fun. Then it's like you're becoming this super upgraded version of yourself because there are other people helping you right now. It's like a good cycle. You're attracting it because you're so high, and because you're attracting it, they're helping you, and so you can get even higher. And then it starts this good spiral up, and the shift in your DNA is obvious. It brings peace. Pure peace is what it feels like. That came out by itself. I mean, sometimes I couldn't make this up if I tried. So this comes out as a little. So we have number 1, base energy, base chakra, base energy center. Number 9, spiritual strength, and number 7, crown chakra. So it's like from the bottom to the top, you're being worked on, you're being cleared, you're being, and like I said, it's not like somebody's doing this to you. This is a wanting that you have. You want to understand more. You want to evolve. You want to awaken and understand your full potential. There's like a clearance. There's work being done in your base energy center. And the reason I say energy center is because when I use words like chakra or God, it's so much preconceived stuff that we've put in there. So it is an energy center, and it's being worked on in the sense that maybe lately, and depending on where you're at on your path, lately it's like you're somewhere in the spectrum of this. You could either now have things happen where it's being a bit shaky in the foundation, meaning a bit uncertain about where money's going to come from, where support is going to come from, a bit uncertain about where you're actually going to live. Do you have a job? Is it like the foundation that you would consider this is security, this is safety for you? That could be like a bit it's being thrown around a bit for you to clear out once and freaking for all, clear out the feeling of that there even is something to call worry or fear around the base, because it just can't exist. It just cannot exist that there's not enough for you in a universe that is ever expanding. With each thought that you have, with each vibrational question that you have, you've expanded the universe, and the universe wants to give you the answer. So how in the hell can you be without anything and everything that you need? And so it's just sort of waking you up now, and it surely is waking you up. It's like we have the base, we move into spiritual strength, and then we're up in the crown. It's like quick. Like it's just we have stuff to do here, Pisces. Wake up. And you're waking up. You're being worked on. Oh, I can look at this forever. And it is really interesting because there's no baby here whatsoever, but in the camera, it sort of looks like a baby face in the tummy of you. So some of you might be growing a little baby inside of you. Some of you might actually be pregnant, or this is just showing that, you know, the light beings are here working with you, working for you right now, and planting seeds just left and right. I don't want to have it sound weird. I think you know what I mean. Okay, so back to the base energy center. This is for you who still need to work on the fact that you think that something can be taken away from you, that there's such a thing as being scared. And I don't mean whatsoever to sound judgmental. I've been there. I've been scared. I've been thinking, where the hell is the money going to come from to pay the bills or to pay the rent, or, you know, and feeling scared that that's not going to happen. And if you still are working on those feelings, like if your job was taken away, this pandemic has done really well for a lot of people to finally come to the realization, if they were let go from a job, if they weren't seeing like where the money was going to come from, to just once and for all clear that lackful understanding up and understand that there is no lack. The universe can bring so much more than the money that is coming through your everyday work. This is just through your everyday work, but the universe has the possibility to give you, in every way, shape, or form that you can imagine it be done, that you're not resisting it. It can be delivered to you. You're working on that. You can be on the other end of that. You can be on the other spectrum of that, where you sort of been there, done that. You're past that. You don't feel any fear. If there's an increase in your money, in your bank account, you probably wouldn't even notice that it was, because it's like just a constant feeling of no, you know that you're secure. You know that you're secure. Then you're probably more, and this is, like I said, it's a spectrum where everybody's sort of going on this path, where we start with feeling very, like in the 3D world, feeling very, I'm getting afraid if I don't have a job to go to, where the money is going to come from, and all of that, until you sort of know that is just, you're just taken care of. It's just such a fact that you're taken care of by the universe. It's not even a discussion. You're always going to be taken care of. And so now when the foundation is being laid and we're not dealing with the 3D stuff anymore, you're sort of anchored in your base, then is when the explosive stuff can start to happen with your crown. You're like, because if you're too tuned in or too open, which rarely happens, if you're struggling in your lower vibration, in your base chakra. Should I really go into this? Okay. So, little quick, just information. So the base chakra holds the lowest vibration. The vibration increases. It goes faster, speeds up when you get to the sacral. It speeds up even faster when you go to the, where are we? Solar plexus, and so forth. When you get to the crown energy center, it has the highest speed, and that's also where we say that we have the connection in with the higher realms. And there's actually something to that. So if we want to do that analogy, and I'm getting that it's not an analogy, that actually that's how it is. If you're struggling on the base level, in a bit of a lower, like you're in a resistance in your base energy center, you're not going to open up, because it's just going to throw you. If you're not anchored in, when you open up to the higher realms, you sort of even can't, because you're a bit low in your vibration. So when you're done in that lower vibration, that could come with physically, okay, don't go there. Okay. That was too long. So we're moving up. And so when you're done with your base energy center, when you feel like you're taken care of, you're secure, and you start to see evidence of it, like you're just taken care of. You feel like you're home where you are, you're supported financially, you're supported, you have like a support, you feel supported. Whether you're alone or not, you feel supported. Because the inner being is there right with you. When that is anchored in, now happens this explosive spiritual just opening. And I love how this is like holding down the fort, literally holding down the fort. This is like you being a monk, understanding yourself, feeling really whole about yourself. and having that spiritual strength. There comes the sort of dark night of the soul, the phoenix rising feeling, all of that is just bursting through. This phoenix rising here. And putting an end to the old, to anything that you seem like that drags you down, that is a bit lower in vibration. It's sort of having that come to an end, and fully understand the unconditioned. Understand that your security was never relying on money. Your security, or you feeling alone, or you feeling not safe, was never about whether somebody else is there with you or not, or whether you'd lock your doors at night or not. Has nothing to do with that. This is you being anchored in with yourself, with your inner being, and so there's no lack. Has nothing to do with the outside stuff, right? So it's the unconditioned. Now we can move on up. And I have gotten to move on up a couple of times now. So I even think I think it was a Capricorn reading that we had, like that they're a master creator moving on up. Now we can move into the crown energy center, where everything is happening. Because the base is clear. Do you see how clear this is on the bottom? Because it's clear. If it's not clear, it's going to be clear. Pisces, if you're struggling with money, if you're struggling with home, if you're struggling to feel safe and secure, that is just, it's shaking you up right now to let that notion go, to let that belief system go, because you were always secured, you were always safe, but you chose the reality to feel lackful in a bit, just so that you could create more. But now that you don't have to have that belief system anymore. We're moving on up. Do you see how we're not even here anymore? We moved up to the sacral energy center. Base is done. Moved on up to the second level. We're working on it here in the middle, and it's creating a clear channel up until like the crown chakra. And for some of you guys, depending on where you're at and in this spectrum, you're stepping into this. I see this as like a mandala. Is that the same in English? Mandala? Blooming, flower of life, really coming to life, coming to fruition. Crown chakra, it's really opening up to your inner being, to your higher self, and even dimensions left and right. This is what you're working on right now. Base. And I love how it's just talking about endings and completion, left and right. There's a lot of left and right now. So we have 1 new begins, 9 endings. Combining those, we have a number 10, which is a complete completion. We have a number 7, where you put everything together, and on this path, you're now sort of more and more coming to the point where you get to eat your cake. You get to have the cake that you baked. You're taking it out of the oven, and it's time to reap the rewards. This brings you into this authority. It's so stable and solid. Like we have pillars in the back, again holding down the fort. Do you see how protected you are? How you can just walk around and do whatever you do, because the universe got you. Your inner being is like, you're like, oh, do I have to? No, got you. But I need to, no need to pay attention to that. We got you. And you're like, okay, I might, what might I do today? It's like, it feels like I'm sitting up more straight. It's like, it's a very obvious entity. It's like, of course I should do that. Of course I should buy that. Of course I should go visit that person. Of course I should follow that dream. And as a number 4, so it speaks that laying a new foundation and coming from the heart. So we have the heart here in the middle of everything, which is really good. Wow, I'm going to stop there. It feels like I'm going to stop there. So I'm going to go into the silent part, where you get to sit with 3 images in complete silence. I won't talk. and to just feel what you feel rather than see what you see. So on purpose, I'm leaving the words out, because the words are telling a story, and you're gonna start to tell that story as well. I want you to feel what you're feeling. Release what you want to release, receive what you want to receive, and then see if you feel drawn into the extended, and see what else we can find there. It can take some time to get these 3 cards out, so you might want to fast forward. So 3 cards for Pisces. 3 cards for Pisces for the silence. So that is, wait, that is first, right? So, wow. Yes. Okay. Happy watching, guys, and thank you for watching this. I won't say anything at the end of this.